Our mountains and glacier are a source of water for billions of people. With climate change, our glaciers are melting faster than ever. Dear leaders, the decisions that you make today will impact the life and vitality of mountain ecosystem and the life and livelihood and culture of the mountain people.
The viewpoints of Appalachian people about our mountains are complex. We're often the topic of discussions on climate change and extractive industry, so it's important that we're heard. Mountains matter to me because they're my point of refuge, and they should matter to the world because so many feel the same.
The mountain community are vulnerable to natural disaster displacement. The consistent corruption in the government bureaucracy and the lack and failures to take action against illegal logging and the increasing of dam project and construction in Myanmar have contributed to deforestation and disrupted the livelihood of mountain community people. The voice and the concerns of the mountain people still remain unheard.
I study how tour and hunter-gatherers experiencing the effect of climate change on forest food and how natural resources they depend on. In instead of DRC, climate change is not only the challenges in mountain communities. Rebel groups and insecurity also impacted their livelihood and health.
The knowledge and methods used by the indigenous knowledge to conceptualize the various aspects of climate change have been developed over years of direct observations and real-life experience. Therefore, consideration of this knowledge can greatly improve our current understanding of climate change at different levels, especially the local one.
Indigenous women are among the most marginalized groups of people in mountain communities due to capitalism, colonialism, and patriarchy. Despite this, Indigenous women in the Cordillera Blanca, Peru, are adapting to environmental change through transformative practices like dynamic home gardens, which are a mode of adaptation that is worthy of investment and support.
My project has been seeking to support extension of electricity to a rural school so that it can jumpstart a digital revolution. Communication is quite a big challenge in mountain communities. So support is quite important so that these communities can also be able to cope up in the event of a pandemic or a climate change related crisis. Mountains are important sources of food. They are important sources of fresh water resources, and they are also important sources of biodiversity, which are important resources for human livelihoods and well-being. I think it's important to consider mountains when talking about sustainability. And also the indigenous communities, they understand how their environment operates. They have knowledge, they have traditions, and they also have cultures within these areas. So I think when designing the climate change sustainability projects, it's important to consider those within the indigenous communities because they know what happens within their area.
Electrical energy is important for the communication in my community, which only had the use of batteries. Today, we installed solar panels that allow us to reduce the cost of the managing hazardous waste for the environment.
To create sustainable mountain community, we plant trees. We also disseminate environmental education awareness to the mountain community people and its consequences of the climate change. We believe that community resilience and community action is first and the key to fight against climate change in order to achieve sustainable development goal. But we cannot fight alone. Therefore, we want to require the world community to help us, the mountain people, in the fight against the climate change because climate crisis is not a threat to one community, but globally. Thank you so much.